Hi everyone, my name's Susan and this is the Oslims. So today I want to make my final pregnancy update video for you guys. I was doing week by week videos until about 27 weeks. So now I just want to cover the entire third trimester of my pregnancy. So the first big thing that sort of happened in the third trimester was that I started to get a bit of prenatal depression, and I have made a couple of videos about that already. So if you want to hear more about that, I have those two videos. I don't want to talk to you too much about it in this video. So that was the reason why I quit doing the weekly updates, basically. So that lasted for about a month for me. And then after that, the last 2 months of my pregnancy, I was feeling a lot better emotionally. Physically, maybe not so much, but emotionally a lot better. So physically, what was happening with me is that I gained a lot of weight. I wasn't consistently weighing myself, but before I got pregnant, I was about 135 pounds, and by the end of my pregnancy, I'm pretty sure I reached 200 pounds. So I gained a lot of weight. In that last trimester was probably when I gained the most amount of weight. It seemed like probably a pound or two every week. And most of it, I'm pretty sure, was swelling. I got a ton of swellings. My feet were huge. My legs were swollen. Pretty much my whole body was swollen. I couldn't fit my rings on my fingers or anything. My cheeks were getting pudgy. And along with the swelling, I also got really sore muscles because I was feeling so heavy, and really sore joints as well, especially my knees and especially my hips. My hips were so painful. So for the sore muscles, what I ended up doing was using a magnesium oil spray. So I would just spray that on the sore spots at night and leave it overnight, and it actually did work very well. So I'm gonna put a link in the description below for that magnesium spray. So magnesium basically is just very good at relaxing your body. So when you spray it on your muscles, it relaxes your muscles. If you take magnesium internally, it relaxes your digestive system. So it's people use that for regulating their bowel movements as well. But yeah, spraying it on your muscles really helps with softening up, relaxing those muscles. When it came to my hips being really sore, I especially felt it at nighttime, and it was just so uncomfortable, so painful and so uncomfortable. I had a really hard time falling asleep at night because my hips just ached. And I couldn't lay on my back like I usually did because my stomach was so heavy. It felt like it was just crushing me. And I couldn't lay on my stomach, obviously, so I would just have to lay on either side. And I felt like that was making my hips worse as well, even if I put pillows between my legs or anything like that. So what I ended up doing for my hip pain was a friend of mine suggested taking lecithin. So lecithin is it's a supplement. I guess you could call it a supplement. It is something that is processed, but it's derived from either soybeans or sunflower seeds usually. So she suggested that I take that, and I didn't really have too much faith in the lecithin, so I just bought the cheapest one I could find on Amazon, and I took it. And right after the first time that I took it, that night, my hips felt so much better. And so I kept taking it for the rest of the pregnancy and even after the pregnancy. And yeah, it really helped my hips. I'm not exactly sure how, but it helped the pain so much. So I really suggest taking lecithin. If I was you though, I wouldn't buy the cheap soy lecithin, because you don't know if it's like genetically modified or anything like that. So I would suggest getting like a sunflower seed lecithin. So I'm gonna put a link down below for that product as well. I'll check out all the reviews and see which seems like the best sunflower seed lecithin. And yeah, I'll put that link below as well. So during my third trimester, I quit working probably about 5 weeks before my due date. And yeah, I guess I could have waited longer because my due date ended up extending by over a week. But it was so nice just to have that time, because by the time I quit work, I had not prepared a single thing. I think I might have had bags of clothes, just like stuff that people had given me, but not even all of it yet, like just a few bags of clothes, like baby clothes, and yeah, a few things, but I was not prepared at all. We had a home birth as well, so I really needed to prepare for that. Like there's different things you have to buy and prepare your home for a home birth. Yeah, and just preparing for baby. So I took the next 5 weeks plus to just prepare everything because I had not done that at all. So it was great to be able to quit work a little bit early than some people do. Yeah, and also just being so swollen and so heavy, and I was a waitress too, so serving became pretty difficult. Standing and walking all day became pretty difficult, so it was nice to be able to take some time off before the baby was born. So during this time that I took off before baby was born, me and my husband also went on a trip to Canmore, which is just outside of the Rocky Mountains here in Alberta. And that was an awesome trip. I guess you could call it like a baby moon before the baby is born. We went on a little trip. We did it for our anniversary, our first wedding anniversary, and also just to be able to relax before our little girl was born. So that was an awesome trip, and I still think about it and think about how different life was back then before she was born. But it was so good to take that time to spend with him. So in Canmore, my husband did try to take some maternity photos of me there, just as we were kind of walking around and hiking around in the mountains. But I was super picky and when we came home, I decided that I still wanted more maternity photos. I wanted like a different style, and my husband is a photographer, so it was no problem for him. So we ended up, I think it would have been 15 days before we actually had our baby, but only 5 days before our due date is when I took the final set of maternity photos. And these ones, I love them, but I haven't actually used them for anything yet. Maybe eventually I'll put one on canvas and put it in our bedroom or something like that, but they are awesome photos. So we did this sort of silhouette style photo, and I really liked that because I was feeling so fat, like I had gained 60 pounds by this point. And the other maternity photos, just photos of me in the mountains, I just felt so fat in them. But doing the whole silhouette thing, I love it because I can look back on it and see how huge my belly was, but also not feel like, oh, I'm just fat in that photo and I really don't like it. So the third trimester, it felt like the third trimester of my pregnancy, actually more like the last month of my pregnancy, felt so much longer than probably my entire pregnancy put together. Just waiting for your baby to be born, especially when they're overdue, it felt like such a long time. And then when the days started counting down to the due date, it was just that thought in my mind, like, okay, this could be the day, like any day now, this could be the day. And then we went past the due date, and it was still that thought of like, okay, any day now, who knows when it's gonna happen. And we ended up having her 9 days past our due date, which is what I would have guessed. But when we were getting to that close to the due date, I was like, maybe she'll be early, who knows? Maybe she'll be right on time. But yeah, it's that anticipation of waiting for the actual day. It's exciting, but it's also, yeah, it's just not frustrating, but it's exciting, but you just want it to happen just so you don't have to keep waiting for it and thinking like, okay, is it gonna happen now? So as I said, we did have a home birth, and I am gonna be making a birth story video as well for you guys to check out. We did not take any video, but we did take a lot of photos that I still have to go through and edit, but I would love to share our birth story with you guys too. It was pretty great. It was an awesome birth. It was an awesome experience. Anyways, that is my third trimester pregnancy update. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Please subscribe if you want more pregnancy updates. I'm not doing the pregnancy updates anymore, but please subscribe. I plan on making more videos about our baby girl, about being a new mom, and also there are still a ton of pregnancy related videos that I want to make for you guys, and trying to conceive videos that I want to make as well. So this channel is still gonna follow that whole genre of trying to conceive, pregnancy, and newborn baby stuff like that. So yeah, subscribe if you're interested in that, and I will see you all again very soon. Thank you. Bye.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life.